buy MicroStrategy stock as an excellent leverage play on Bitcoin's rising price. Okay, guys, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about MicroStrategy stock. So I was reading your guys' comments, and one of you guys left an interesting comment on one of my previous videos talking about MicroStrategy stock. Okay, so I haven't actually talked about MicroStrategy stock yet on this channel, although I do hold MicroStrategy stock in my SEP IRA account. So let's talk a little bit about it in this video. Now, obviously, I've talked a lot about the Bitcoin mining stocks because I believe those are extremely undervalued. And they're some of the best small cap plays out there, okay, guys? The reason they're good small cap plays is simply because, well, these stocks are very cheap, the Bitcoin mining stocks. But MicroStrategy, okay, very interesting company and an excellent way, I think, to kind of invest in Bitcoin using leverage without actually buying some of those leveraged Bitcoin ETF, those 2x Bitcoin ETFs that I mentioned in my my 5 favorite Bitcoin ETFs video. So guys, I've been holding MicroStrategy stock for a couple of years now. Okay, and I first learned about the company in 2020, in August 2020, when Michael Saylor, he's the former CEO, now he's the executive chairman, he started buying Bitcoin very aggressively. And this is probably back then when I noticed he started buying it, I would say Bitcoin was trading at like around between 8 to 10,000 US dollars. And I was kind of trying to scratch my head and figure out why is he interested in buying Bitcoin for his balance sheet. Now, according to Michael Saylor, he mentioned that Bitcoin is like a way, basically like digital gold, and that cash is like a melting ice cube. Okay, this was before inflation started getting out of control, and a lot of people, especially Americans, started feeling pinched, at the grocery stores, and having trouble paying rent and things like this. So he was kind of one of the first, I would say, the first CEOs on Wall Street to really like raise his hand and say, "Hey, we have a problem here. We need to transition to a Bitcoin standard in order to kind of fix the money problem that's going on right now." So I want to talk a little bit about this stock. Okay, I don't do a lot of stock analysis on this channel because I really think that a lot of you guys are going to probably do better just by buying those Bitcoin outright or the Bitcoin ETFs. But MicroStrategy is a little bit different. Okay, and I want to talk about this company simply because I really think that a lot of you guys could really benefit if you buy at least one share of MicroStrategy. Now, MicroStrategy stock right now, last I checked, is trading at about $1,500, $1,500 per share. And a lot of you guys might think it's very expensive, but I'm going to tell you why it's so expensive. So we're going to dive into this in this video, so be sure to stay tuned. And we're going to quickly cover MicroStrategy's Bitcoin allocation strategy, how it works, and why I think MicroStrategy stock is an excellent way to kind of not only just make money, but also to kind of put something away for retirement. If you guys don't want to buy those Bitcoin ETFs in your retirement accounts because you're worried about the fees, I think an excellent choice, an excellent alternative is MicroStrategy stock. So what is MicroStrategy? Well, MicroStrategy is a business software analytics company that was founded by Michael Saylor a few decades ago. And up until recently, the company was pretty obscure. It's actually based right outside of Washington, D.C., my hometown. And for years, the stock didn't really do much, okay? And then Michael Saylor, back in August 2020, he started buying Bitcoin. And this did wonders for MicroStrategy's stock price, okay? So to give you guys an example of what MicroStrategy stock price, over the last 5 years, MicroStrategy stock is up almost 1,000%, okay? So it's up over 947% over the last 5 years. And compared to the S&P 500, it's up only 95%, okay? And the stock is absolutely crushing, okay? Over the last 5 years, it's up on average 60%, which is phenomenal. So it's kind of closely actually outperformed Bitcoin if you think about it, because it's actually trading at a pretty big premium. Now, what I mean by premium is that the stock price and the market cap is a lot higher than the actual Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So now let's talk about the Bitcoin on the company's balance sheet, okay, guys? So, like I said, MicroStrategy, they've been buying Bitcoin now for 4 years. They own a considerable amount of it, okay? Now, what they do to buy Bitcoin is the company isn't necessarily so profitable So what they've done is they've done something very unique, and a few other companies like Coinbase have copied their strategy. What they're doing is they're basically offering convertible notes to institutional investors, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars in convertible notes at a very, very low interest rate that are due well into the future. Some of the latest convertible notes they offered are due in 2031. And the whole strategy is to simply raise money to buy Bitcoin and basically to make money holding the Bitcoin as it goes up in value. And then obviously, if these shares continue going up, MicroStrategy stocks continue going up, then the convertible notes will be converted into shares. So this is kind of a way for institutional investors to kind of buy MicroStrategy stock at a discount, and it's a great way for Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy management to buy Bitcoin. So as of now, MicroStrategy holds 214,246 Bitcoin at an average purchase price of $35,160 per coin. And they spent about $7.53 billion as of uploading this video on their Bitcoin stash, which means they're in the profit of almost around $8 billion in profits. Okay, obviously Bitcoin's price is going to ebb and flow. But basically, to give you guys like a quick understanding of how this works, every $1,000 that Bitcoin's price goes up as of their current holdings, the company makes about $214 million in profit. Now, why is this important? Well, this is absolutely mind-blowing, okay? So now there's some new accounting rules, the FASB accounting rules, that now say that basically companies that hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet are able to usually record the fair value in Bitcoin as income. This is a game changer, guys. So with these new accounting rules, Michael Saylor and his management team over at MicroStrategy have made shareholders $8 billion in profit just by buying Bitcoin and doing nothing else. Stay with me, guys. This is a game changer. Why is this a game changer? Well, let's be honest, guys. In the stock market, the U.S. stock market, they have the Magnificent Seven, okay? These are like the companies like Amazon, Meta, etc., the biggest companies. These companies are making up the majority of the gains in the U.S. stock market. Most stocks underperform the market, okay? Most companies aren't making a lot of money. A lot of companies out here are burning through cash. They're not profitable, or their revenue's inconsistent, or they don't have good profit margins, et cetera, et cetera. So you got literally thousands of companies in the United States and all over the world struggling each quarter, every 3 months, to make money. Whereas Michael Saylor has made $8 billion in profit by doing nothing else except borrowing money and buying Bitcoin. This is the beginning of a major revolution in terms of Wall Street and publicly traded companies. And I don't know how long it's going to take for them to figure out that if you don't have some Bitcoin on your company's balance sheet, you are doing a great disservice to your shareholders, okay? And why are they doing a great disservice to their shareholders? Because MicroStrategy has been able to outperform nearly almost every single company on Wall Street by basically just buying Bitcoin and doing absolutely nothing, okay? Now, another interesting thing is that MicroStrategy is a very heavily shorted stock, okay? Meaning that a lot of short sellers are betting against the company. So short selling, basically a quick definition of that, is when people borrow shares to sell on the market, and then the whole idea is to buy the shares back cheaper. So a lot of people are betting against MicroStrategy by shorting the stock. But this is insane, guys, because this could cause an absolute massive short squeeze. Assuming Bitcoin's price goes up after the halving, okay? So I'm looking online right now. It looks like nearly MicroStrategy has a short interest of nearly 22%. Okay, that's insane. Okay, so that's a pretty big short interest. That means that a lot of people are betting against this company stock price to go down. Now there are some, there are some reasons why MicroStrategy stock you could consider it overvalued, because basically the stock is trading at a pretty big premium to its Bitcoin holdings, okay? But that makes sense because people are expecting Bitcoin to go up in price. And Michael Saylor has publicly stated that he's going to continue buying the top forever. So that means he's constantly going to do it year over year, convert some of his company's income, net income, or borrow money to buy Bitcoin, perpetually. Okay, so these are some of the reasons why a lot of people are interested in investing in MicroStrategy stock. But the crazy thing is that MicroStrategy stock has been doing 60% over the last 5 years. And if Bitcoin continues to go up, this stock could soar through the roof. So I did some quick calculations, okay? You can do this using like an investment calculator or a reverse compounding annual growth calculator. But I just typed in MicroStrategy stock price, assuming it continues to go up 60%. And let's say it does this over the next 5 years. The stock price continues to go up. As Bitcoin has a 67% compound annual growth rate over the last 10 years. Let's assume MicroStrategy, maintains a 60% growth rate on average over the next 5 years or so. That's going to be a phenomenal opportunity for you guys to make a lot of money without actually buying Bitcoin directly or investing in the Bitcoin ETFs. You're just simply holding MicroStrategy stock. Okay? And when I ran these numbers, if MicroStrategy continues growing at this rate, it is possible that in the next 5 years, MicroStrategy stock could actually 10x. Okay, it could actually hit $15,000 a share. Okay, that's an incredible growth, and I really think that it's going to be one of the best performing stocks on the market. So, like I said, guys, the company is basically a leveraged Bitcoin play. If you don't want to get involved in the Bitcoin ETFs, if you don't want to get involved in buying Bitcoin outright, MicroStrategy is a great alternative. Now, the risks are, of course, if the company sells Bitcoin, and I will expect some dilution, assuming that Bitcoin's price continues going up and MicroStrategy stocks goes up. A lot of these convertible shares will dilute shareholders. So I wouldn't say that you're necessarily going to get all of those gains, but just realize that MicroStrategy is, I think, a wonderful play and a good addition to any portfolio. If you guys are looking for alpha, you guys are looking to outperform the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ 100 or whatever. Now, it is trading at a premium, okay? So the current market cap of MicroStrategy stock is elevated over its Bitcoin holdings. But like I said, that's for a reason. A lot of people are anticipating higher Bitcoin prices, and they're kind of front running this, okay? So like I said, the company is pretty strong. They have over almost 250,000 Bitcoin. They have more than 1% of the total Bitcoin supply. It's possible that in the future, MicroStrategy could do a lot of things, guys, okay? They could become like a bank. They could become like a Bitcoin bank. They could use their Bitcoin to do many things. They borrow money, acquire other companies. Sky's the limit, okay? MicroStrategy will probably, over time, easily become $1 trillion company. So I wouldn't be surprised if the stock literally 40x from here in the future. So, if MicroStrategy stock went up 40x in the future and became $1 trillion company, that would put the stock at about $60,000 a share. So this really could become like the next Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock, whereas right now Berkshire Hathaway Class A shares are trading at an insane amount of money. I think last time I checked, it was over $600,000 a share. Guys, so like I said, don't sleep on MicroStrategy stock. Like I said, don't overthink this one. It's $1,500 a share. It sounds expensive. It's expensive for a reason. So like I said, my advice would be, guys, try to get your guys at least one share of this stock. I hold this stock in my SEP IRA, and I also have it in my kids' UTMA accounts. One of the things I wanted to do for my kids is I really wanted to give them a comfortable financial future. So I bought MicroStrategy in their accounts to simply give them a leg up. As they get older and when they turn 18, hopefully, by then MicroStrategy stock got good. How we don't know how long it's going to take. But I do believe it can eventually hit around $60,000 a share, and that would put it at like a $1 trillion market cap. So like I said, if you guys buy one share of MicroStrategy stock, over time it hits $1 trillion in market cap due to its incredible more than 1% of its Bitcoin holdings. You're gonna have $60,000. If you get 10 shares, you're gonna have $600,000 potentially, and if you get 100 shares, you're gonna have potentially like $6 million, guys, in just MicroStrategy stock. So don't sleep on MicroStrategy stock, guys. I want to keep this as simple and straightforward as possible. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of a deep dive, like really dig into the balance sheet and go over the revenue and the financials and stuff. But I really think this is a no-brainer play. In my opinion, Michael Saylor is like the next Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is in his 90s, guys. So I think Buffett was kind of like the GOAT when it comes to stock market investing. And now we have the GOAT is Michael Saylor. He's the GOAT of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I'm putting my money with him. I'm definitely trying to get even more shares of MicroStrategy, as many as I can get my hands on, leading up to this halving and beyond. I really think it's going to be a wild ride, and with a massive Bitcoin stash, over 1% of the apply, and you don't have to pay any fees. The knock on these Bitcoin ETFs and these leveraged Bitcoin ETFs, you have to pay fees, guys. So MicroStrategy is really the only play available where you can actually have shares in a company with a ton of Bitcoin. You don't have to pay any fees on it. They're just going to dilute slowly once those convertible notes get converted into shares. But like I said, it's also got a short squeeze play. You can really short squeeze as well. The high 22% short squeeze interest. For you guys out there looking for those stocks that can really spike due to the short squeeze, MicroStrategy is another one. So like I said, guys, ticker symbol MSTR, traded on the NASDAQ. See if you guys can buy this stock. Obviously, in America, you can buy this stock on a place like Robinhood. You can also buy it on Fidelity, Schwab. You guys in Canada, TD Ameritrade. You guys internationally, try IBKR, okay? Interactive Brokers. They're a really good brokerage out there. So that's all I got, guys. Let me know if you need more info on MicroStrategy. I might cover it again, do more of a deep dive where I want to give you guys a general outlook and some good information on this. So like I said, guys, let me know in the comments if you guys have MicroStrategy stock. What do you think about it? What do you think what is your price prediction? MicroStrategy, what do you think about my $60,000 a share price prediction once it hits $1 trillion market cap? I think this will happen sooner than a lot of people anticipate. So guys, that's it for now. And until next video, guys, take care.